Welcome back to Central Valley Business, where we bring you the best of the best of the Valley. We celebrate what's good about Fresno and the Valley. And I'll tell you who one of the best insurance agents in the Valley is my friend Shula Davis, Farmers Insurance, right?
Yeah.
And what do you do? Who buys insurance from you?
Oh my goodness, so many different people. I do anything from auto, homeowners, business, life insurance, workers' comp.
So you can take care of one person's all their needs, from homeowners to their car and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
That's why I'm a local agent. I'm here for pretty much everybody's needs for insurance-wise, and if I can't do it, I will find somebody that can.
Now, we are watched all over the world, really, but 90% of our viewers are from California. Is there anybody in California you cannot serve, or can you serve anyone?
No, I can do anybody in California. There is going to be certain fire lines that I might have to write them through California Fair Plan or something like that because they have a high fire risk. Yeah. But that's not an issue at all. Yeah.
Most people in LA or something, our viewers in San Francisco watching, don't have a high fire risk. So
no.
Anyway, but regardless, Shula will take care of you. Shula Davis, Farmers Insurance. Now, family just starting out. Say a couple just get married, they're going to have a baby in a year or so. What kind of insurance should they have?
Definitely, if you have a baby, you can get life insurance for your child. And I definitely recommend it because the younger that you are, the cheaper life insurance is.
Yeah. And does it stay cheap if you buy it early?
Yeah, well, it can. It depends on what kind of life policy that you would want. You could do something that's kind of like an investment for you. You can do something that's just a baseline. But it's really good to get, especially your kids started out really young. It's so cheap. People don't even realize it's so cheap. And it's different for everybody, but, depending on health checks and stuff. But kids, when I don't have any kids yet, but when I do, I definitely would get them a life policy immediately. I have one on myself, and just to make sure that my family.
Policy on the kid.
Yes.
And that can serve as a savings account, or.
You can turn it into a college savings account. There's so many different ways that you can go about it. It kind of depends on how you want it to work for you.
See, I never like to wade through that stuff, so I like to turn to my insurance professional and let her figure it out and tell me what to do. So now, let's say it's a young couple, they're going to have a baby, they're renting. Do you need insurance if you're renting?
Yes, you do. It's not, some places don't require it. Mm-hmm. I personally have it. I rent. And, if a fire was to burn down your building, mm-hmm. and do you have just $50,000? If you had $50,000 worth of stuff in your house,
furniture,
do you just have
electric guitars,
beds,
television, big
clothes?
Yeah.
Do you just have $50,000 laying around that you could replace all those items? A lot of people don't. I actually do have a friend that they had a fire. Mm-hmm. They lost half of their items, and thank goodness, because when they got married, they left everything back home because they were going to be going back home to transport everything. So thank goodness, all their wedding presents were back home still, but they lost half of their items, and they did not have renter's insurance. Yeah. And it devastated them. It really did. Yeah. And renter's insurance, depending on what area you are in, it could cost a pizza. Yeah. Every zip code's going to be different, but it's so cheap. How would you not have that coverage?
No reason not to do that. Maybe if you're a guy just out of college and you have one pair of jeans and a orange crate you sit on, you might be able to get it. But if you have accumulated stuff that you've worked hard for, why take the risk? Because insurance is cheap enough to not take the risk.
Well, it gives you liability insurance too. So
if you have a guest over and they fall and hit their head, and
you could get a minimum of $10,000 worth of personal property and still have a minimum of $100,000 of personal liability.
Yeah.
So
now, if you're a renter, does that liability just for in the rental, or if you're outside and something happens?
Well, it kind of depends on what the situation is. It's going to be different if you're in your car. Yeah. So car insurance and renter's insurance are two separate things for personal liability.
Talk to Shula and find out. What do you charge just to consult on what kind of insurance they should have?
Yeah. I don't charge anything.
It's free to find out.
Yeah, it's.
Why wouldn't you call Shula? Just find out.
I'm not I don't charge any broker fees or anything. I always offer farmers products first, but if I can't get them with farmers, I can always go outside.
Find it somewhere else. Okay. Now, so if you're driving, you've got to have insurance now, right? Is that the law?
You do. You have to, but in reality, 1 in 4 people on the road don't.
Right. But you can't get your registration, I think.
No, you can't, but people
They just do it anyway.
do it anyways.
Now, do you have to have insurance just to get a license?
I don't think you have to have insurance just to get a license. I know when you're doing the test drive, you have to prove that that vehicle has insurance.
Insured, yeah. Okay, so find out. So if so we started out. You should get renter's insurance. You should get some life insurance. Everybody should have some life insurance.
Yes.
And then if you're going to drive a car, get the car insurance. You take care of that too.
Yeah, and I take care of business insurance too. So small business owners, I'm a small business owner. I'm a local agent. I love working up business quotes because I provide them with conversations and coverages that most companies aren't going to go over, or B, they just slap some coverages together and apply them. Half the time small business owners have no idea what they're covered for.
Right. So they get married, they get the renter's insurance, they get the life insurance on the kid, then they buy a house.
Yeah.
Can you do you do the homeowner's insurance?
I do.
Too? So.
I do. Our home product is so amazing. I go out there. I personally take pictures of the house, make sure it's in a decent condition. Like the roof and the yard. It needs to be upkept a little bit. Some home ownership pride. But I do homeowners as well, so I can literally grow with a family.
Oh, so yeah, it's a family grows, get bigger houses, etc. I skipped over the car part a little too fast. What about if you're got the insurance through Farmers, you're driving along and your car breaks down and you need a tow?
We have towing service. We have a sign and drive option. So as long as you have the towing on your policy, you can just call for a tow and they'll come out and tow you, and you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. I mean, I do work with another company too that's a reimbursement, but our sign and drive option through Farmers is just, it's fantastic.
Because I've talked to people who say, oh, no, you have to have that other company. I won't say their name. It has 3 A's in their name in a row. But Farmers is just as good or better.
I think their towing service is fantastic. As a child, my dad just automatically handed me that AAA card, Oh,
See,
sorry.
I didn't.
It's
okay. It's a
they're
good service.
Great company.
Yeah.
They're a great company. Our towing is fantastic, though. We have one number that you will call for towing. It's on all of our ID cards. So, your ID card should be in your glove box.
You're supposed to have that.
But, the towing service is fantastic. I have it for myself. I have Farmers for everything. I have it for umbrella policy, auto policy, renter's policy. I even have an earthquake policy because I have a lot of breakables.
So, yeah, insurance agents seem to have all the policies
that
we should all have.
Yes.
Now, so I'm convinced. Farmers, you can do everything for us from beginning to end, even our business, our car, our homes, and stuff like that. So let's say somebody's watching and they're with another guy. I see these commercials where, freeway insurance or something, and it seems really cheap. But let's say they have insurance, a good insurance or cheap insurance, and they just want to check their policy to make sure they're solid. Would you review someone else's policy?
Absolutely. My office is always available to work up quotes, no obligation quotes, no obligation. So it's not like we expect you to take it. We want to educate you. So I have a conversation of what I recommend personally. Sometimes people take it, sometimes people don't. Sometimes people want state minimums. That's up to you. And then I give them the quote. I offer them the opportunity. I always offer, hey, do you rent or do you own? Because you are going to save more money when you bundle everything together.
Bundle it. I
yes.
see. So, when a lot of people, when they first get their license, they find the cheapest possible thing that will just get them by. But if you've been doing that for a couple of years and now you're getting a family and you're getting goods and buying stuff, TVs and houses and stuff, it's time to have it looked at, that policy, that cheap policy that you thought was just getting you by.
I would never say anything bad about any insurance company ever. I think it's bad business. But what I have come to find out, and this just is kind of like a moment of life, you get what you pay for. Mm-hmm. You really do. And an insurance company is only as good as their claims department.
Yeah.
So.
Farmers is really famous for being good.
They are. Yeah. They're very good with their claims department. We have a local claims office here in Fresno. So it's fantastic. Our adjusters are local. Here.
And now if you're insured with Farmers and your car gets in a crash and you have no car, you have some relationship where people could get rental? Or
we have rental coverage. It's actually a really good rental coverage. And I always offer that. Sometimes people don't want it, and I really advise them to have it because they don't want it when they don't need it, but when they need it, they want it.
Well, where should somebody start if they want to talk to you? Do you have a website, or should they just call you?
Yeah, you can call me at 559-900-2744, or you can always email me. My website is a little bit long, so you can Google Shula Davis, farmer's agent, and literally all my information pops up. We're located off of Hernan and Willow, and my address is 6761 North Willow Avenue, number 103, and our zip code is 93710.
Very good. Anything else you want our viewers to know?
Oh, I do. This is so fantastic, and I get so excited about it. I donate to local teachers, too. And I think it's really important to give back to your community no matter what you're doing. See, I feel like the community gives back to me. Like, even by calling me to get a quote, you are giving back to me, so I'm going to give back. So
very good. So going to Shula Davis will also help local teachers. When my kids were small, we always gave the teacher some money because they need so much stuff in their classroom.
They do.
Yeah, and they only make so much. I know a lot
Yeah.
of teachers pay out of their pocket, so it's good to help them.
Yeah.
Any insurance need, just call Shula Davis and ask her, show her the insurance you have, or ask her what you should have. She's not going to pressure you into anything you can't do or don't want, but it's worth talking to Shula Davis. Call her at 900-2744. We'll be back with more Central Valley Business right after this.